How do you know that the person is right for you? How do you know that your relationship is heading towards the right direction? Or how do you know that a relationship isn't good and it's time to end it? Let me ask you a few questions. If you were in charge of hiring doctors for a hospital, would you choose someone based on what they say and how they look, or would you be more focused on the person's qualifications? If you were to hire a pilot, would you pick someone who you feel is good for the job because of how they look or how they speak, or would you hire a person who can get the work done? If you were to go get your hair done, would you look for someone who is good looking but can't get the work done, or would you go for someone who can get the work done? You see, it's funny how we are careful and observant about other areas of our lives, but careless about our love life. I know that sometimes it's hard to tell because human beings can pretend, but sometimes people intentionally pick those that will hurt them and leave them broken-hearted, even when they are aware that someday it's going to happen. They lie to themselves saying, maybe he or she will change, but the truth is that they know that the person will not change. Sometimes you allow your emotions to get the better part of you and you end up making a huge mistake that will break you for a while. If you can screen multiple people before hiring them for a job, why can't you screen for your relationship? Why do you just settle for anyone that comes your way? You see, when companies interview people, they sometimes pick you not just because you can get the work done. Of course, you might be a beginner and you also have to be given the opportunity to have an experience. So most times, the criteria might not just be who can really get the work done immediately, but who has the passion for the job. Someone who is willing to work when things are not good and when things are good. Someone whose desire is to see the company grow. Someone with a goal for the company. Someone whose goals align with the company's. Imagine if you are an interviewer and two people come to you and you ask them why they want to work in your company, and one person just wants to work to get the experience or want to work so that he can have a job, and another says he wants to be part of the company's growth and actually has a plan on how to help the company grow and expand. Who would you rather pick? Of course, the person with a goal. So let me ask you, what is the goal of that your relationship? Do you two have plans, or are you just in need for the experience? You see, most people get heartbroken because of different goals. Your partner probably just wants to be with you because he or she doesn't want to be alone, or because they just want to experience dating. But on the other hand, you are dating that person because you are in love and you have seen a future with the person. And so what happens is that when the person who is with you, because of loneliness, decides to move on, you get hurt. That's because you had a different goal from the other person's goal. You can't really blame the person because you were meant to have the discussion from the onset. No, I'm not saying that you should propose on the first day, but your relationship should have a goal. You should know where it's headed. I see people stay for years in a relationship without even knowing where it is going. You give your all to a relationship that is headed nowhere, and when it ends, it breaks your heart. You see, be brave enough to ask questions. Ask them what they want for the relationship. Find out when that person actually wants to marry, or if that person sees a future with you. Find out what they want to even do in marriage. Do you want kids? How many kids do you want? Communicate. Speak to the person because you might actually be in a relationship alone with yourself. Most times, people find out that they are good people but not meant for each other when they talk about dating goals and marriage goals. Don't blindly remain in a relationship that has no goals and no direction. Another question for you: if you were in charge of a firm and you hire someone who can get the work done and get it done very well, the person is skilled, the person has great vision for the company, but then that person is toxic. He makes other workers or staffs uncomfortable. He is arrogant to everyone, including the client. He is a big bully. Would you let this toxic person keep working for you? Yes, he is good at what he does, but if you leave him there for long, you will lose your client and your staffs. You might love this person because of how good they are at what they do, but is love enough? Are you willing to risk everything? This applies to your relationship. Some of you are in abusive relationships, toxic relationship that drains you and leave you with nothing. But you still remain in it because you feel like you would never ever find someone better than that person you are in with. You see, the person might have the qualifications, the appearance, but if that person is toxic, then you have to let go of that relationship, because if you keep holding on, you will end up hurting yourself. That person might be fit for the job, but in the long run, you will lose so much trying to keep the person. You must be able to choose yourself first. Love yourself enough to walk away from every form of toxicity. Love is not enough. Love is totally awesome, but love is not enough to keep a relationship. Let your relationship have long-term goals. Let your relationship have direction. Define your relationship with that person and don't be afraid to walk away when your goals don't align. Being with the wrong or the right person can completely change your life experience. So choose what you really want for yourself. The person you are with right now, take your time to have open and hard discussions and assess that relationship. If it's good for you, then build it and be with the person. But if it's not the right one for you, don't be afraid to walk away. Not every good person is for you. So find the one that is good for you.